Just going live as usual. No fucking intro music because we don't need it, do we, Mick?
No mucking about, Ilya.
No mucking about. Yeah, sorry, we're a bit late. I've had to sort the dogs out. In fact, I've got two of them up here, so it's probably all going to go off in a little bit, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, we just watched West Ham draw at home with Spurs. Let us know what your thoughts are in the chat on that one. I mean, look, I'm happy we didn't get beat. I was expecting a defeat. I just don't quite know how I feel about it, really. But I suppose we'll talk about it overall in a little bit. Was you surprised with the lineup, Mick?
Not really, if I'm being honest with you.
No surprises?
No, I don't think there's any surprises. I also said in the message that I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't put Phillips on at all, and he didn't.
He ain't going to play again, I don't think.
I think you bring him on away to Wolves. I think that'd be...
It'd be safer.
Yeah, I think that's what he'll do. I think he'll do it like that, but I didn't expect him to come on today, so there's no surprises.
Yeah, but mate, what when you look at it, that's our first team, and we've got literally. I don't think there's any injuries at the moment. I know like Aguirre's gone AWOL, or just don't like Moyes anymore. But you look at our bench, right? So there's no injuries. We're going into the tail end of the season. We're flogging the same fucking players into the ground all the time. Our bench was Anang, Cresswell, Ogbonna, Phillips, Johnson, Cornet, Earthy, Ings and Mabama. Ain't great, is it?
But that's of his own making. I mean...
It ain't great, is it? You're like, fuck.
Of course it ain't.
We
knew he was like going into, like, in the transfer window. So he made us lighter by getting rid of Fornells and Benny.
Yeah.
But look, everyone knows it. It's what we've said all the time.
It was... Do you know what? After watching that, I think it's definitive proof that Spurs ain't all that. Let's face it. They're not. They had no ideas. They had no answers. None. You know, we were way more threatening than them when we did get forward. Way more threatening. Yet, we spent the vast majority of the game sat in a low block, Mick. We did. You know, the vast majority of that game, we were sat in a low block. We did threaten. We did. You know, we had a few chances. We probably had the best chances in the second half. But yeah, playing at home to a team like that, they weren't great. They weren't great. We gave them too much. I think we gave them too much respect, mate.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you on that, and I wouldn't because again I do agree. But I did quite find the game entertaining. I've got to be honest.
Yeah,
with you, I was entertained from it. I thought you started getting a little bit tasty towards the end of the first half, which I loved.
Yeah,
like that Maddison prick. Do you know what I mean?
I loved it when Paqueta flattened him.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And then he got up and all right, he wouldn't shake his hand and all that stuff, and he started getting a little bit snipey, and I love all that. So it was a bit. I've watched a lot worse of boring games than that.
Look, that was. Let's say it how it is. This is a Moyes masterclass. This is preventing virtually any football being played and terrifying the opposition on a counter-attack. It was a very, very dull game. It was edge of your seat stuff for us most of the time. I say that they weren't really that threatening. Because I mean, I suppose you got a feel for them in that respect because, mate, we had bodies back, didn't we? There was no way through, was there? There was no way through.
But then I'd say we're not doing player ratings.
Yeah. We'll do the ratings. We'll whiz through them.
Well, only because I think I was talking to Sam and that, and I just think I was really worried. I'm too much.
I just don't know how to take that game.
Well, just on our fullbacks, because I think they got a lot of crosses into our box, and they weren't high crosses; they were low crosses. It's like what we saw against Newcastle, and it's a bit of a fucking pinball mishmash in our defence sometimes. So I do think our defence is a worry for me. It really is. Even though I thought Zuma and Mavropanos played really well, I still think it's. I get nervous.
They played all right. I mean, Soufal obviously got targeted early on. He made a mistake. We thought, oh fuck, the goal came down his side. Here we go again. Mm-hmm. To be fair, Soufal went on to have a decent game. He made some really good blocks, some critical blocks. He was all right, but I don't know. That was just. I'll tell you what, it didn't feel like a London derby to me. It didn't feel like a London derby to me at all. It sounded on the TV. It sounded quite flat inside the stadium as well, apart from a few bursts. But yeah, I don't know. It just seemed a bit shit. And we've got so much going forwards, Mick. When you look at us, when you look at the threat that we've got, and we don't I don't think we did it enough. We could have pegged them back. Do you know that they was terrified of us?
I think that
when we went forward.
You could say that about every game that we play. Really, we don't attack enough. And I don't understand why we don't, because that is our most dangerous.
It's our strength.
Yeah, that is most dangerous strength that we've got. And like with the players that we've got up front, so it should be. So I don't understand why he invites pressure on and just lets the other team have the ball all the time. I don't understand it, but it's just the Moyes way. So we know what to expect.
But he'll love that. That for me, that had Moyes all over it. That game, that was literally that was a low block, with the occasional counter attack with Antonio doing all he could, and scoring from a fucking set piece and grinding out a win. You know, off fucking Zuma's shoulder blades. It was quite a weird one. So it was good. I'm glad. I thought we was going to get beat. So I should be over the moon with that. But when you watch it and you see Spurs, they didn't look anything special, Mick. They didn't look anything special, mate.
No, I don't. I mean, I've watched some games of Spurs where they're constantly on the attack, and they wasn't that tonight. They really wasn't. No. Like they was more attacking at their own ground earlier on when we won 2-1. There was more attacking in that.
No, what we did in that game was we sat back with no counter-attack. We tried to low block like fuck. We tried to do what we did against Newcastle when we took Antonio off. We tried to do that in the first half. But what we did in this game was we maintained a forward threat. We had a counter-attack. In this game, we had a counter-attack. So they always had to be conscious. And you know what? You will never see more of an admission of David Moyes being wrong than today. He didn't make a single sub. He was terrified, petrified.
He was petrified of
making a sub.
Because I don't know how he knows how to use it. We keep saying all the time, look, listen, if Mikel Antonio is blowing out his arse and just swap him, not saying like for like with Ings, but like for like in positional way.
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're gonna bring Ings on. I still think he deserves his chance. Next time Ings will get his chance, he'll be rusty as fuck again. And then it'll be like...
He's going to get to the stage in the end where the hunger and desire that he's got to prove himself will have dissipated. Because he's shown that the last two times he's been given a chance against Sheffield United and the other one was against Burnley. He came on with a bit between his teeth. So you can only do that so many times before you're like, what's the fucking point here? What's the point? It makes no difference. So this is what David Moyes does to his squad, you know? Whereas Ings will have a good game like that. Ogbono, go back to the Arsenal game, you know. Ogbono had I think that was probably our best defensive performance of the season. And it was better than tonight's defensive performance, by the way, because Arsenal were a better team than Tottenham. We were brilliant that night. And that was Ogbono and Mavropanos, probably our best defensive partnership. Never to be seen again. We haven't seen Oggy since. Danny Ings had that great game against Sheffield United in the 10. Never to be seen again. He came on, scored the goals against... Never to be seen again, but he'll keep on reutilising the likes of Calvin fucking Phillips. Why not try and... Does he not understand momentum, David Moyes? Does he not understand that when you see something, oh, fuck, I could see a spark. Just... Danny Ings has come alive. Use the fucker. But no, he won't, like you just said. He'll wait until that flame is completely extinguished. And he's basically got a useless bench. That's what David Moyes has got now. He's got a useless bench.
Yeah,
done it to himself.
And I think it's right what you always say as well. Like you and Gary always say that Moyes needs to be right. He wants to be right. So
he does, yeah. He
wants to be justified in his and all he's got to do is just happen that once. He could play the same thing 20 times, but just that once. See, I told you. Do you know what I mean?
He'll feel vindicated tonight. And he was. We didn't get beat. But again, when you watch it and when you look at the team, like I said to you, they would love... I'll tell you now, Paqueta, Kudus and Bowen all walk into their first team. All three of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
They all walk into their fucking first team. Far better. But Kudus, he weren't seeing enough of the ball. We weren't getting him in enough positions. I thought our midfield was non-existent. I agree they did some good blocking work when we was in the fucking low block. So Souček and James Ward-Prowse... Yeah. So Souček and James Ward-Prowse in midfield done a few blocks, but they do fuck all to progress play. They do nothing to progress the ball through the middle. They really don't. So it's all about fuck the midfield, get the ball forward to Antonio as quick as you can, so Bowen and Kudus can run up on the overlap. And unfortunately, like I said, we scored a corner, but unfortunately, the best chances in the second half did fall to Antonio, who does definitely tire. He does tire. You can see that. You know, I mean, he had the chance just at the start of the second half with his left foot. Not a bad effort, but that was saved. And then he had the chance, which was a golden chance in the second half, which was where he went through, bundled through.
1-on-1, wasn't it?
One-on-one. But you could basically, his legs had gone.
He's done all the hard work.
His legs had gone. He's like, you know, he looked fucked by the time he got there.
Spaghetti legs like everywhere.
Yeah. He looked fucked. He's 34. He's massive. He's huge. Now, this doesn't vindicate David Moyes for his decision to take him off against Newcastle in the 69th minute. No, it doesn't, because I'll stand by what I said. The fact of the matter is, it wasn't removing Antonio that was the bad thing. It was the sub.
Yes.
Taking Antonio off for Phillips, a defensive midfielder, was wrong. That was a stupid thing to do.
As it was against the Villa game, bringing Ben Johnson on. I'm sorry, but it was. You bringing on a more defensive-minded player says all you need to know, and it's shocking. So that's why I think that he shit himself tonight. I think he'd said, "I'd rather not make a sub."
We definitely 100% Moyes their way to a point tonight. The players ran their bollocks off. They are exhausted. They look fucked. They look absolutely fucked. You know, they're running on empty.
Mr. May said, "We look fucked." He said, "We look like we've just played extra time in a cup game." And I said, "Well, technically, we kind of did, because in the Newcastle game, we played 118 minutes, and that was only like 3 days ago."
I know.
So it kind of.
Although I will dispute that, Mick, because the only reason we played 108 minutes was because there was stoppages in the game.
But still, he's still that amount of play.
But they weren't running for 108 minutes. The reason there was 10 minutes extra was because they weren't playing for 10 minutes. They were just standing around.
All that meant to us is that we were defending them extra minutes. But still, it's still a making of Moyes.
Sorry about the noise, people. There's nothing I can do about it. I've got the dogs up here. I can't get rid of them. They're chewing their bones on the fucking
I can't
desk.
hear nothing.
Oh,
but
good.
It was it's a thing of his own making for not making any signings or just turning players down. I can't see.
Mate, we've got no bench at all. I mean, none. And I'll tell you what, he is lucky this season because we've won 2 games in the league this year. How we're still 7th is a fucking miracle. And pew, we are. Oh, thanks, Charles.
Go on, pew, pew, pew.
Yeah, how we're still 7th is a fucking miracle. Again tonight, Newcastle fluffed their lines, and Wolves. So
that's
but do you know what? I reckon we could go the rest of the season without winning, and we'd still be in 7th. It's mad.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. It's down to them that we're there. We can't. I think we've only won 1 game this year. Have we in the league? This year.
You had Chelsea playing against Chelsea the other day, playing against 10 men Burnley for a whole half. They only managed to draw. You got so it's you've got to say this is a bit of a gift this season. I think if we don't get top 7, which is going to be a European place, that's a fucking failure because it's a bit of a gift. The way it's gone this season, we've been shit in 2024.
Yeah,
but we're still 7th. Still 7th. We're still there. Do you know what I mean? I know teams below us have got a game in hand and stuff like that, but they ain't winning. These teams ain't winning. I don't know what's going on with it. So it's a Brucey bonus for us, but he is a lucky bastard. I think the games that we've got to win and the ones that we've got coming up, and that's against Fulham and Wolves, are now very winnable. Very, very winnable for us. They are. You know, you still there, Mick?
Yeah, I'm still there. I thought you were just...
You're still there.
I was letting you land, wasn't I? You were cooking.
Oh, no, I landed. Sorry, mate. I'm fucking exhausted. Right, look, let's get through the player ratings. You go first. Fabianski. What do you reckon of Fabs?
Fabianski, I don't think he had much to do, really, did he? I can't remember him doing a lot of stuff.
He made a few good. He made a few good saves, but
Yeah, he
nothing
punched that. He
nothing
punched that.
amazing. Nothing
Punched that one
amazing.
below. I think I see one clearance he made, which was really good. Yeah, to be fair to you, I'll give him an average. I don't think he was below average. I don't think he was above average. So, yeah, an average game, I'd say.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, can't really say too much about him.
No, Emerson for me. I thought he was all right. Made a couple of good tackles. Didn't get roasted. I'd say it was an above average game. I'd say he had a good game, Emerson.
Would ya?
I think he was all right. I think he was solid. I think
I would have
Emerson
gone
was.
well different to you
No,
on that.
I think he was. He didn't get roasted at all, Emerson today.
I think they got a lot of crosses in. I don't think he was good defensively at all. But that's your rating.
That's fine, mate. That's fine. But that's how I saw the Emerson one anyway. I don't think he did anything wrong. It weren't amazing. He weren't amazing by any stretch. But I think he done a
I would have
job.
gone 2 points less than you on that. I'll be honest.
He's on 5. Fair enough.
I would have gone 5. Yeah.
Soufal obviously caused our own goal. Caused the first goal. That was easy. It came down his side. Didn't stop the cross.
That's right. I think that when I was watching it, I was thinking to myself, Soufal defensively, he's shit. But then I thought he actually got better as the game went on. I think he made a couple of good, important clearances.
But he did. I do feel like he cost us the first goal though, because they just targeted him down that side.
There's no denying that. His awareness was terrible. But I still think, see, for me, I would have given Soufal a 6, right, to say average, and I would have given Emerson less than him because I thought Soufal was better than Emerson. I really did towards the end of the game. But I'm just going to mark Soufal accordingly what I think, and I'd say an average.
6.
Yeah, because I think the first half he weren't good. The first half for about 5, second half for a 7. I'd say 6.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Mavropanos for me is firmly cementing himself as our best centre back, far and away our best centre back. He absolutely is. I would love to see. Zuma didn't do anything wrong today, by the way, but I would love to see Mavropanos and Oggy back in there as well because I don't feel safe with Zuma. Mavropanos is brilliant. He was good tonight. He was solid, really fucking good. You know, he strikes me as a bit of a leader himself. I think he's another player we're overlooking. He was quite vocal today. He was fucking waving his arms about, pointing, organising more than Zuma, which I really liked. So he was one of the better players on the pitch for me. I'm going to give him an 8. Dinos, I'm giving him an 8. What do you think of Zuma?
Me and you are not agreeing tonight.
No, that's fine. Don't have to agree, mate.
I thought, no, of course don't. It'd be boring if you've done that. For me, I thought Zuma was arguably one of the man of the match. I think I've slaughtered him all the time. Yeah, I do. If you look at him properly, I think that he's positioning. I think he got a lot of blocks in. I thought he was brilliant tonight, Zuma. He scored the goal. Whether it come off his, like, it did come off his back, but he still scored the goal.
Yeah.
Look, we're quick off the mark, and rightly so, to slaughter Zuma when his legs and that are everywhere and he can't play football.
He weren't shit. He weren't shit. But Mavropanos does cover for him a lot, mate. Covers for him a lot. I thought
Zuma was better than Mavropanos tonight. I really do.
Disagree with
I would have given Mavropanos a 7 and Zuma an 8, but I'm still sticking with Zuma for an 8.
Yeah, that's fine. So you're going to go 8 for Zuma. Okay. James Ward-Prowse. He's just shit. I'm sorry. Maybe he's not shit. All right. He ain't shit. He's average as fuck. He's such an average midfielder. And he was brought in for a specialism that ain't special. You know, our corners are more dangerous from Jared Bowen's side. They are.
Absolutely.
He had another fucking set piece, which was the easiest save a goalkeeper's ever going to make. You know, he didn't even have to move, did he? The keeper really to sort of save that. I just think he's just a passenger. I don't know why he's even on the pitch. I really don't. I'm confused by him. I don't know what he does, what he offers, what he brings. He's got no defensive awareness. I mean, early on in the first half, I think it was when Song got a shot away. He went to block, but like everyone else, when you block, the main thing that you do when you block a shot is you make sure you're in between the ball and the goal. He was blocking the fucking corner flag, and he winced like that. He didn't even block the shot coming in. His awareness is shit. It's terrible. I'm not a fan. I'm really not. He's so much worse than I thought he was going to be. I didn't think he was going to be this bad.
But you didn't think he was going to be good either, so you
I didn't think he was going to be good. I didn't think he was going to be good, but I didn't think he was going to be this bad, mate. He's so average. He is. People compare him to Mark Noble. He's no fucking Mark Noble.
No.
He's no Mark Noble. Trust me. Not in the same league. He does the same sort of things with the ball. So Mark Noble used to play it safe with his passing. He does that. But Mark Noble gave you so much more. He gave you heart, drive, passion, fucking, completely different. I'm not a fan. I'm sorry. I thought he was poor. No donkeys, though. I'm going to give him a 5.
Yeah, I think that's
below average.
Fair enough. Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
Yeah. Souček.
I think we disagree with this on the chat. I think that he had a better first half. Second half was, I don't even remember him doing anything in the second half.
He's fucking, I don't know what he does. Look, listen, when we're playing a low block, he gets his body in the way. He's useful when you're playing in that fucking park the bus system.
No, I think that, like I said, I think the first half he was better in, but this is where, I know you've got Paqueta here, but I've got to say something just quickly because of these two. Them two, Souček and Ward-Prowse, sort of made Paqueta drop back deeper because he had to cover them two a lot. Without Paqueta covering, I think we would have been more fucking in trouble because they was partying.
We'd have been in the shit. I mean, Paqueta was getting caught today. Do you know something? Paqueta got caught a couple of times today, and I see this happen in my kids' football team where they don't want to pass to players for obvious reasons. So they'll look up and they go, no. Paqueta had that happen to Paqueta today. He looked in a direction of Souček or whoever else, and he was like, no, and he divered, and he got caught a couple of times. I don't think he's got any trust in.
No, there's no.
I don't think he's got any trust in them players either.
Without Alvarez there, we've got to rely on Paqueta.
Ward-Prowse he's a human fucking rebounder. You give him the ball, he gives it straight back. That's all. It's like kicking the ball against a fucking wall.
He's kind of like he's took on the role of Souček earlier on in the season because that's all Souček was, and that's all Ward-Prowse is doing now. Souček for me, below average. He should be doing better than this. As much as I thought he had a decent first half, he still weren't good. So I'll give him a 5 as well. I've got to give him again. He's not a donkey, weren't a donkey, but a 5.
No. Well, I'll take Paqueta. Again, weren't one of his better games, but he weren't helped. I think he was being swamped. He made a couple of, he got caught on the ball a few times, gave the ball away in some silly areas, but he also made some fucking amazing recovery runs. He was fierce in the middle, like really fucking getting stuck in. You know, what he did to Maddison, wiping players out. Far and away was carrying those two fucking, I'm sorry, they may not be in general, but today they were a couple of fucking planks. They were. In midfield, I just don't know what they was doing. They're just bodies. The way we play, they're just bodies. I mean, this is literally the way the way that he sets up, mate. Right, just quickly, it's literally this. That's literally the way we're set up, right? That's it.
Right.
And then the idea is to get the ball to hand. So Spurs have got to try and play through that. That's literally how we're fucking set up. We get the ball to Antonio, he can hold it up, and then these two can get up the fucking field.
Right, but on their corners, how you just had it back down there. Well, all right, you don't have to do it, but say you had them. On our corners, Antonio was back as well. We cleared one corner. There was not one single West Ham player.
It's too much. I know it works, and it made it difficult for Spurs to play, but it's too much. There's no belief in what we're doing. Us parking the bus at home fucks me off. What other team does that? It's 0-0. What other team accepts 0-0? I know we could have scored at the end, and you can score in moments, but you're just parking the fucking bus. And I'm sorry. Look, it's a good point. It's a point that I didn't think we was going to get. But when you watch it and you see what we've got compared to what Spurs have got, why the fuck are we playing like that? I don't get it.
Though, it's more frustrating than anything. That's what you're doing. That's what you are now. You're frustrated. You ain't like bollocking them off and that. You're just more frustrated
No,
of how
it's
we
the
could
way
play.
it's the way we're set up.
Yeah, absolutely, 100% agree on that.
So for me anyway, Paqueta a 7. Won his best game, won his worst. He was the best. Look, he had his hands full. He was carrying those two. Mickey Caduce,
Kudus, I really enjoy watching it. I think his touch is
great player.
amazing. I think
His first touch
yeah,
gets him
yeah.
on the way, doesn't it? It's really
Like
good.
wherever he's come from, whether he controls it with his chest, his head, his fucking kneecap, whatever it is, he can just control a ball beautifully. I don't think the left ain't his best position, but he still does the job.
Sorry,
there.
mate. I saw that flash up. Hammers Mikey, 40 passes to Spurs and 104 in the final third.
Yeah.
40 passes to us, and Spurs had 104 in the final third in the first half.
40 passing for us to compare to Spurs.
Go away. Fucking eat it somewhere else. They literally, they can eat this bone anywhere, but he's eating it on the metal bit because he likes the noise it makes. Prick. Fucking fat cunt. Sorry.
Fat cunt.
Right.
Yeah,
go on, Mick.
yeah, no. So I sorry, I was saying I don't think
mate.
His left position ain't his best, but he still does a better job than a lot of other people on that side. I just really do like enjoying watching him play. So, and he was constant. I'd probably give him an 8. I probably would give him an 8. I think he's a bit better than Paqueta for me.
Do you know they got one player I would take?
Defender?
I would take that Van der Ven. He's good.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Mickey Van der Ven. I'll take him all day long.
He's fucking good. I liked him.
Yeah.
The rest of them, meh. I mean, they just look fucking average as fuck. I mean, their forward players had no clue, no craft, because I know there's a roadblock there, but mate, they had nothing. They had no answers. They kept on doing the same things all the time. There was never ever. I reckon we could have played the way we was sitting back. We could have played for another 2 hours. I don't think they'd have scored from open play. You know, they look like they just run out of ideas.
For me, I think that they kept on playing the same way because I think they was getting joy with them crosses in. They just weren't doing anything with the crosses when they actually got into the box. So I think that they might have thought, well, it's going to happen soon, it's going to happen. And it never did. It never did.
Yeah. But he's top class, Caduce. I fucking love him. I think we're lucky to have him. I mean, you look at the 3 signings, the 3 Tim signings. Mavropanos, you know, we got him for 17 million. What's he worth now? 40? He's fucking class, mate. He's a baby.
Better. He's finding his feet.
He is our best centre-back. There is no two ways about it. He's our best centre-back. He's in the last 3 games, he's been outstanding. Caduce was signed for what? 37 million. I mean, he's a baby. What's he worth now? 80 upwards? And fucking Alvarez. What's Alvarez worth now? Amazing signings from Tim Stein. Jared Bowen, anyway. I thought, again, he had another industrious game. Didn't get as much joy. You know, he rarely loses a ball, but he weren't going to... They had a lot of pace in defence, didn't they, today? They have quite a lot of pace.
I love that little maze run thing he done, though, between the 2 defenders and that.
Yeah.
Go on, son. I love that.
He's brilliant. He wasn't as good as Caduce, I don't think, tonight. So I'm going to give him a 7. Weren't as good as Caduce. Mickey for Mickey.
Again, I love watching him play at the moment when he's like this. He's in that beast mode. He's hard to... I think he's a fucking rock at some point. I say 34 years old and he's still pinging people off his shoulders. Do you know what I mean? He's
It was brilliant. And you think he only played fucking 3 days ago as well.
That's what I mean. So I really did like him, and he played the whole game, didn't he, tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he played the whole game.
Moyes weren't making changes in this.
But listen, I know that he should have buried that chance. I agree with that, but he was. His legs.
Oh, you could see it, mate. His legs are gone. It was like fucking jelly, weren't they? By the time he got there.
Yeah, his legs were gone. I still, as much as I thought he was really good, I don't think he was better than Caduce as our striker. So I'll give him a 7, a high 7, but still a 7 for me.
He worked his absolute bollocks off.
He was above average. He was above average.
He was good.
I've got to go with 7.
Look, obviously, when he gets tired, he gets clumsy as fuck, and he did.
Yeah.
Like the last half an hour or so, he was, tripping over his own feet, wasn't he? But that's just fatigue. That's all that is. But you know what? Still, just having him on there is a threat. It's a threat Because
They was
even when he's tired, he's got the ability to roast and go. Just his presence, he can still batter someone off the ball, even if he's tired. So, yeah, I mean, they did change the shape a little bit, didn't they? Because Kudus went out on the right, Bowen went central, and Antonio came left. When he got tired, I think Antonio, they pulled him left.
Do you know what? I just
when
remembered.
he got tired, they put him on the wing. I don't know, but
I just remembered the one thing I didn't. Paqueta, I love him, but the one thing I didn't like was right at the end. I think that he made the wrong pass right at the end. You know, he put Antonio, which someone flattened Antonio right at the death. It was right at the death.
Yeah.
And that was the only pass I thought that he could have done better at. But mind you, that's nitpicking. And everyone was knackered. Everyone was fucked.
No, mate, they all looked fatigued. They was all blowing at their arse. We've got no options. Like I said to you, David Moyes, it's down to him that, you know, we've got Phillips as opposed to a fresh Flynn Downs or a motivated Pablo Fornals, or no, not so much Benny, not so much. I'm not too bothered about Benny being gone, but Fornals I certainly am. It's just really frustrating, mate.
I think you could argue for Benny. I mean, you take anyone at the moment just to bring someone on just for a bit of fresh legs, because we've got fucking legs. No one.
Yeah, it's just because you can see it, can't you? You know, if we're that, which we will be, because we've got Europe coming up, so we're going to be playing. We're going to be playing on a Thursday when somebody else hasn't, and I think that's going to be Fulham. So we're playing Wolves, then 3 days later we play Fulham, and then 3 days later we play. We play Wolves. Then 3 days later we play Leverkusen. 3 days later we play Fulham. Fulham will have had almost a week off.
Yeah.
So that is where, if it gets to 60 minutes and it's still 0-0, that's when you're fucked, because you've got a fresh team that you're going up against, I think.
They got turned over tonight, didn't they, by Forest?
This is what I mean, yeah. So it's a lot of everyone's beating each other at this stage of the season, aren't they? So David Moyes, I'm going to be fair tonight. To be honest, it wasn't my cup of tea. It wasn't how we should have approached the game. I don't agree with it in the slightest. I think it was absolute bollocks when you look at what we've got in the flesh compared to what they've got. The way that we played, parking the bus at home, it leaves a fucking shit, sour, horrible, gutless taste in my mouth. But we could have won it. We could have nicked it. We had chances at the end as well. For the way he set out, his vision worked for him. We didn't get beat, and we could have got the win. So I'm going to give him a 5. I'm not going to give him a donkey today, because I think his plan worked. You know, I don't agree with his plan. I think his plan's fucking shit, but it did work. Mickey, you?
Yeah, I agree with it. I like the fact that he didn't bring Phillips on his usual sub. I like the fact that he didn't bring Peretits. I like the fact that that he didn't make a sub. I don't know. I don't really agree with that, but I don't agree with half the subs that he makes anyway. To be fair to you, so
I enjoyed. Oi, stop it! I enjoyed the fact that he didn't make any subs because
because he keeps fucking them up every time he's making a sub. He's fucking them up. So that's what I mean. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it because he acknowledged that it was his fuck up. That he's acknowledged that he got that wrong against Newcastle. He knows he did. You know?
Yeah, I think I'll give him a 5 as well. I will give him a 5. I want to give him a donkey, but I'll just be nitpicking, and we've got to be fair. I'm always trying to be fair in every. Trying to be fair on every score I'll give someone, so I'll be fair on that as well. Give him a 5. Can't hear ya, Nick. Can't hear ya.
She's put me headphones on me. I'm getting fucking abused. So what are you giving him?
5.
5, yeah. So he's got a 5. That only counts as one score, by the way. So he's got a 5. So it's a 5 average overall. That's fine. Yeah. I don't think the referee, who has been historically a bit of a wanker for us, I think it was Kerry Happy Hammerette that said that was a guy that disallowed Cornet's goal against Chelsea. I don't think he was terrible today. Didn't have an awful game. But yeah, I mean, who would your man in the match be? Who would your man in the match be?
Right? Do you know what? So I was looking in the chat. I ain't put, because he's only 2 of us tonight. I ain't put load of in the chat. Yeah. But this is the first time I've seen the chat so split on loads of different things. People were saying, what game was I watching when I said about Zuma? Other people were going, yeah, he was man of the match.
I really didn't see it with him.
No, but then other people was agreeing. Other people were saying about
He
Mavropanos
did do some good
and that.
stuff. Zuma, he
What I'm
done some
saying,
good stuff.
he's been so all over the show on this chat tonight. But for me, I've got to stick with it and say Zuma was my man of the match for me.
That
Do
is
a poll
fine.
then.
So we can only select 4 players, I think. So if we go Zuma, we'll put it in the chat. Zuma, hang on, Zuma. I'm going to put myself on mute because the dogs are going.
Do your 3 because 3 of them have got 8. So Kudos, Mavropanos, and Zuma.
Dinos, fucking 8 dogs. Right. Kudus. There we go. There we go. Right, so that is in there.
Yes, it is hard to. But I think whatever it is, I think it's going to be the defender. I think it's either going to be Zuma or Dino. See, it's tight. See, all you people should go on.
Corey, he's split.
Yeah,
I'm going to have to leave this for a little while. So we've got 60 votes. I don't know. It's going to be neck and neck. Zuma, Dinos. Who's
Zuma
got
the goal. Zuma got the goal, people.
Dinos is running away with it, mate.
No, come on, fucking. What's the matter with you?
Dinos. Come on, you can do it. Oh, this is exciting. Zuma's coming back. Fuck.
Go on, Zuma, because he scored the goal. That's what I'm telling you. We score him every week. Give him a fucking bite.
Is he going to get it?
That was offside.
I'm going to give it another 30 seconds.
That one that bowled him used to end up being offside anyway.
It did,
so
yeah.
I wasn't too worried about that. But that was like as bad as Mrs. Antonio's one was. That was.
Yeah. No. Right, it's Dinos, mate.
What was
anywhere there are 2 centre backs with the fucking highest rated players at home against Spurs.
Like I said, yeah, but then I think that our wing backs didn't help with that. I don't think our fullbacks, didn't help with that. I think that they was letting crosses get in the box. It was worrying, but yeah.
Zuma didn't have a bad game. I'm not saying that he did, but he's
I know
just.
No, I know you're not.
But I just don't trust him. I don't trust him. But anyway, Mavropanos gets the man of the match. He smashes Zuma, 42% to 36, with Kudus on 22. There you go.
Yeah, fair enough.
Right. Okay, let's get rid of that. But overall, what was your final thoughts on the game, Mick?
Well, like I said, I thought it was entertaining. To watch. I did. A lot more entertaining than we've come to see from West Ham this season, especially this year. Obviously, I thought that they was there for the taking, to be honest with you. I thought we could have done a lot better. But then I feel like that every game. I feel that we've got the players to play a lot better and worry teams a lot more than what we usually do. Yeah. So it's not surprising to me. There's been no surprises. There's nothing. Even a draw, to be fair to you. I wasn't surprised. Although I did get worried. When they scored in the first 5 or 6 minutes, I did get worried. Go on, sorry.
Happy birthday to Mark Taylor.
Pew, 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 pew.
Go on, mate. Carry on.
Yeah, so that was it, really. I was entertained with it. Wish we would have won. Think we could have won, but we didn't. So now we just go on to Wolves. I predicted a draw, loss, and a win in the last 3 games. Not how it would have panned out, but he's still on. So I think that I do think we beat Wolves, but we'll discuss that at a later time.
I think we should be beating Wolves and Fulham. I've got to be honest. But when you look at us today, you know, we've got the personnel to be fucking. We're one of the best teams in the league. I'm not saying we should be challenging for the title, but with the personnel that we've got, mate, we're one of the best teams in the fucking league. We're being utilised wrong. I don't think it was a boring game today, but am I happy with it? No, I'm not happy with it. I'm sorry, I'm not. I'm happy with the point. If you'd have offered me a point before the game, I probably would have took it. But after watching it, no, I'm not. I just playing that fucking low block at home. Mate, no. I don't find that entertaining, Mick. I don't find sitting that deep, making it hard for the opposition team at home entertaining. I think that's fucking ridiculous. If you're playing against Man City, that's fine. But this was Spurs they're average, mate. They was average there. They struggled to beat fucking Luton the other day at their own place.
I get what you're saying. I'm not going to argue with you. But I just thought that we've seen a lot worse. I thought even the last game against Spurs where we won it, I thought that game was fucking boring to watch. But this was entertaining for me. I think there was a little bit of bite there. There was a little bit of. It's been more entertaining, and that's saying a lot. That is saying a lot. To think that game was a lot entertaining more than a lot of other games we've played and watched this season. It just, I find it quite entertaining to watch. Like, what I'm saying is, I didn't sit there thinking, "Oh fuck me, I'm going to fall asleep here."
Oh no, it was nothing. It was nothing like that because it was. I suppose it was relatively end to end. Look, it was. We at least played counter attack today. So we played low block and we did have a bit of a counter attack. We did have a threat when we went forward. If anything, I think we had better chances throughout the game. I think we had better chances with the. I think we did all right. I think we did all right based on the way that we were set up. But when you look at that, I really think that we could do so much more.
But we've been saying that. We say that all the time.
I just feel like this season is such a waste. And I know it sounds stupid. We're 7th. We ain't even far off Spurs or off Man United. We ain't far off them in terms of points. When you look at the league, when you look at the league overall, but it's about the football game by game by game. It's just been so dull and shit. How can this season have been so boring when you've got Paqueta, Kudus, and Bowen? How can it have been this fucking boring? Honestly.
But this is a big reason, especially for me, why we don't want Moyes to be in next season, because we'll look back on that and see the players that we've got in right now and say what a wasted opportunity, because them front four, if you say front three, definitely with that, we should be fucking hurting teams bad, and we don't. We should be opening teams up with the skill and everything we've got in them players. And that's what's frustrating about it more than anything. We could hurt players, but we don't. We like to concede possession and then feel the pressure on us constantly for most of the game. It's not right. That's not a good way of playing football. And it's not.
It's not. But what I will say once more, just to close it out, that 7th place is there for us. You know, no other fucker wants it. It's there for us. We've won 2 games all season. We're still 7th. Everyone below us keeps on stalling. They keep on drawing. They keep on losing. Nobody wants it. Like I said earlier on, Chelsea couldn't even beat 10 men Burnley with half the game left. You know, it's there for us. If he fucks this up, it's a failure now. If we don't get Europe now, he's fucked it big time. Irrespective of how small our squad is, that's just down to his shitty management, shitty recruitment, shitty ideas of how to approach football. We've got to be this season now. 7th has got to be a must, not optional. We've got to be pushing for that now. You know, we should have beat Newcastle, we should have beat Villa, and you know what? We should have beat Tottenham as well. We should have beat. I think we should have beat Tottenham. I think if we'd have been a bit braver today, we could quite easily have beat them. Quite easily. A draw and a balance of play was a fair result, but the balance of play was only as it was because we was gutless in the way that we approached it. Not the players. I'm not saying the players were gutless. What you're saying is right. There was fight. They was flying into tackles. They was really good. They was buying into the plan. We was blocking, but the game plan's gutless. The game plan to sit deep, block, and not have enough faith in your fucking players to go out and attack and take the opposition apart. I can't, and I never will buy into it, especially at home. No way. Not for me.
Yeah. No, fair play.
Not for me. But look, anyway, that's it from us. We're going to let you all go because Mickey's got to be up at 5. He's got to go and post his willy through some letterboxes again.
That's slander. I'm going to sue you.
Yeah, and I'll do another show tomorrow. Once the dust has settled, I suppose. Yeah, I just feel a bit flat after that. I didn't enjoy it. I did not enjoy it. I don't know. Just meh. I mean, yeah, I didn't find it. You found it exciting. I didn't find it exciting, mate. Not for me.
Well, hold on. I did think it was an entertaining watch, more entertaining watch. I didn't say it was exciting. I thought that it was more entertaining watch because of what we've seen in the past good few games and everything. I thought it was entertaining. A lot more entertaining than the last derby we had with him. And we won that.
Yeah, this is true. Right, anyway, look, let's end this up. Let's close this up. We've been going for 45 minutes. Thank you, everyone, for joining us so late on a Tuesday night. And we'll talk to you tomorrow. Come on, you irons.